Hello. Okay, I want to give you some context to this video. Basically, I filmed me cooking a bunch of times, honestly, throughout this entire school year, and then just put it together. So, besides the fact that I'm wearing different shirts and the different clips, it kind of looks like one continuous video, but it's not. It's like a bunch of times where I was cooking, meal prepping, whatever, throughout this school year, and it's just recipes, not really recipes, whatever, things that I make that I wanted to show that I thought would be easy and helpful for people. So, let's get into it. I'm going to make some cauliflower. I make this all the time and it's so yummy. As part of the laws of kosher, we are not permitted to eat bugs, and cauliflower is a very buggy vegetable. So I'm going to rinse it and then have it sit in soapy water for a bit to kind of loosen up and get the bugs out. While that's soaking, I put in some acorn squash. Once my cauliflower finished soaking, I put them on the cookie sheet and I added just some oil, turmeric, salt, garlic powder, and onion powder. I also threw in some sweet potatoes because those are so easy and a go-to of mine. I made some quinoa because, again, it's so easy and you can throw literally anything into it. As you can see, I put everything together. So we have, it's kind of foggy, but the quinoa, the sweet potatoes, and the cauliflower. And then I'm just gonna close it, and here's a meal. I love making overnight night oats. They're so easy, they're so filling, they're really great. So here's how I make it. I start with adding, you guessed it, oats. At this point, I've made them so many times, I really guesstimate. I'm sure online you can figure out the oat to milk ratio, but I kind of just eyeball it and put in however much I want. Then I add some fruit. I'm adding frozen raspberries here. I'm gonna throw in some mini chocolate chips. I really love the Parv mini chocolate chips from Wegmans. Next, I'm gonna go add some coconut flakes, some chia seeds, and maple syrup. Again, I guesstimate all of this. Doesn't actually matter how much you put in. Lastly, I'm gonna put in some almond milk. You can use whatever milk you like. I just don't drink dairy milk. Then give it a good mix, put it in the fridge for the next day. I took the acorn squash out of the oven and I kind of took my fork at it and scraped up all of the inside. Then I added it to a bowl with some meatballs and voila, that was dinner. I love this recipe. I found it on TikTok and modified it a bit. So my version is quinoa, mozzarella, avocado, corn, and cherry tomatoes with a balsamic dressing. I am making fried rice, so I'm sauteing some onions. I already cooked some zucchini, the cauliflower, and the sweet potatoes. I'm going to bake. This is the leftover rice that I have, egg, the bowl that I washed the cauliflower in. Yeah, I'll show you the result. I'm going to make chia pudding, so I have a measuring cup, coconut milk, salt, maple syrup, cocoa powder, and chia seeds. I never have one recipe for chia pudding. I always forget to save the one I use, so honestly, just Google a recipe and do the one that you think looks good. This just came out of the oven and I just tried a little piece. It's delicious. I found this recipe online. I did Parv butter, a cube of garlic, some salt, some oregano. I think that's it. Baked it on 380-ish or like 10 minutes. Yum. I don't know if people think this weird, but I discovered the idea of meal prepping eggs and cooking them in the morning, and it really does save so much time. I'm checking the egg to make sure that there are no blood spots, otherwise it would not be kosher. And once I ascertain that, then I can put it into the next cup. Because kosher cheese is really expensive or generally not usually available where I go to school, I bring cheese from home and I keep it in the freezer. It works just fine. Next, I'm going to add my spices. I do some salt, some onion powder, and some garlic powder. Now, the next morning, I can just open up the jar and put it on my heated up skillet. I'm the type of person who will set my alarm early, but then once it actually goes off in the morning, I do this incredible math to figure out the least amount of time I need to get ready. So doing anything I can at night to help my morning go faster when I'm usually in a rush is very beneficial. I bought a container of strawberries from Walmart. Shout out to Walmart for actually having reasonably priced strawberries. For me, I think it just makes sense to wash and check all of them at once, and then I just have clean strawberries. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, you probably won't be able to tell, but there is a bug in here. I thought it was just a black spot, but it has wings. So I'm gonna wash the strawberries again and then recheck them. Found another bug. I don't know why this isn't focusing. Let's see. Okay, it's in there. It was kind of hard to see, but I did find another bug. So I'm gonna wash it again. I divided the wash and check strawberries into 4 containers, and now I can just grab them at my leisure. I discovered pomelos my year in seminary and fell in love with them. And then my mom is also now obsessed with them. Unfortunately, they don't sell these where I am in school, so I was just home and I brought a pomelo back. So I'm cleaning it so that way I can just eat it whenever I want. I'm going to be making a kale, fake feta, vegan feta salad. So I cut up some green onion. And then I wanted to put pomegranates, couldn't find in the store, so I think I might also add avocado and sweet potato. And then I'm going to make a Dijon maple dressing. So the recipe I found is Dijon mustard, maple syrup, apple cider vinegar, salt, pepper, and olive oil. Salad, as you can see, it's kale, apple, sweet potato. I'll probably add an avocado at some point. And then I bought this. These are like salad toppers. I figured they'd be good snacks too, but I'll just throw it in my bag, and then when I'm ready to eat the salad, I can put it on. I was closing it and I realized I didn't add the fake feta, so here we go. Over here, I'm making some garlic soy sauce green beans. I have not added the soy sauce yet. I will. Right now, it's just olive oil and garlic. I'm editing this many months after actually taking this video, but basically I made a sesame chicken. So what I did is I had to make the coating first. So that was egg and cornstarch, and then I made the sauce and all that good stuff. I'm gonna try to find the recipe that I used because it was pretty easy, but actually this was a very easy process. So I'm sure if you just Google a recipe, then you could do it. I am obsessed with this coffee cake. I'm not going to share the recipe because I found it on Instagram from a Chabad Rebbitzin, so I don't know how she would feel about me sharing it, so I'm not going to, but I'm sure any coffee cake recipe you find would be good. It's very easy. People are always obsessed when I make it. I will make it for Shabbos, or if I go out somewhere, then I'll make it as a gift. It's amazing.